Hello everyone, I am Monoxen, and this is the Game Replays Tournament Season 4 semifinals matchup between ExSK and DWI. We would like to thank our sponsors in this tournament as Own TV, Steel Series, and TeamSpeak 3. Thank you all very much for sponsoring us here. That allows us to have these wonderful tournaments where we get to see these amazing players duke it out. I am joined with On a Prayer. How you doing, man?
Hey guys, doing well. Looking forward to game number 2.
Yes, game number 2, and if you are not wanting any spoilers as to what happened to game number 1, go away right now if you're in the future watching this as a VOD, since we did see DWI claim victory in game number 1, utilizing that Jerizaiah, which, surprise, surprise, was banned this time around. So we're going to have to see what else they decide to build around this time around. Do you want to go ahead and touch on the bans there on a prayer? Anything strange catching you?
Nothing strange. Corrupt Disciple over Slither, definitely a better choice this time around. I'm not sure, like I said last game, the only one that surprised me really was the Slither ban. I really don't know why they went ahead and did that. He's definitely a strong hero, but
Whether he's quite so deadly.
yeah, anymore, I'm not really sure about that. But Torture, they did leave on the board, which that is surprising. They know that Toronto really likes Torture. I was gonna say you're either gonna see him play Puppet Master, Torture, or the Vindicator. So I was wrong about the Vindicator, but this game, Torture, they are going to pick it up. Hammerstorm, again, not surprising. They're going to go with the Myrmidon. All these you can't really be surprised about. The Myrmidon pickup earlier on, definitely. And then Torture, pretty obvious. As for the Hammerstorm, whether or not they want to pick it up really early, I'm not entirely sure, but I guess they would rather not take Behemoth. Like you asked last game, whether or not you would take Hammerstorm over Behemoth. I think DWI doesn't want that. They'd rather take the Hammerstorm. They feel he's a little better for the ganking and better to initiate a team fight with the portal key, perhaps. Like, once Behemoth gets a portal key, maybe it's even, but Hammerstorm, you know, obviously the cooldown on the Hammer Throw is a lot shorter than the cooldown on Behemoth's ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
And AoE-wise, yeah, well, they prefer it that way, so they'd rather not have to pick up Behemoth, so they pick up the Hammerstorm earlier on. SK is probably, or XSK rather, is probably going to pick up the Behemoth because they do need a little bit of initiation. Luna, wouldn't be surprised if they went for that again. And just going to have to wait and see. So tri-lane-wise, you expect Toronto. I don't know if they're going to run him like as a tri-lane and then semi-roam, but keep him protected, or let him solo since Torture is really good solo laner.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have another solo laner. Last game it was the Corrupt Disciple. This time around,
And we see the Dr. Repulsor pick come out along with the Luna and Myrmidon for the... Are you reading something, or...?
No, I'm just thinking of which range carry they'd probably go for. They
Ah.
could go with the Pyromancer. I know Slicks likes Pyromancer quite a bit. Maybe they'll go for a tri-lane with Pyromancer since they have a lot of stun. They have the Hammerstorm, then they're going to have a Pyro, and then they can have a third one to add into it.
And send the Torturer mid, or...?
Yeah, mid or solo side lane. Just gonna have to wait and see how they work it out. But as for XSK, it's pretty obvious. I mean, they're gonna have them done. I assume they're gonna go for the Behemoth. Like I said, they're gonna go for the tri-lane with Luna. Whether or not they pick up the Plague Rider, I don't know if they feel like it's because of the Plague Rider that they'd win. Although they probably feel like it was because of the Jerizaiah. Like, they probably feel pretty disappointed that they had last game in the bag. Just Jerizaiah, man, is just too cheap.
Well, when allowed to, you know, his own means and just to sit there and farm all day with his little pitchfork and
really
shovel,
hard to gank him. Even if you go after him, but he just shields and runs away.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
it
kind of
is
like
kinda-
a Parasite in some ways, too.
Yeah.
About ready to just nab him right when he hops in a creep.
And then they have the Nymphora, so if they can't get him right away, then it's kind of risky. It's like yeah, it is kind of like diving a tower when you have an Nymphora on the opposing team, because they can just come and back the person up with another player, so it's instantly, unless you have like a 5v1, but they're instantly going to TP in. So it's going to be a 3v2 or a 3v3. It is a bit risky.
Do you think they'll actually stick with the Blacksmith shadow pick there? Or are they just trolling?
Well, they have Soul Stealer.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see coming, although Slicks does have a pretty solid Soul Stealer. And having a Frenzy buff from Blacksmith, definitely not bad. Although, they might decide to... weird. I'm just looking real quick. Yeah.
You looking over at Hellborn there? Yeah, and they do go ahead and go with that. They end up with Myrmidon, Luna, Dr. Repulsor, Behemoth, and Pebbles.
Yeah, Behemoth, not surprising.
Pebble's a little bit off-putting
Yeah,
there, but
Pebbles a little bit, but he's kind of one of those odd pickups now and again. You always see a team come out and it's like, oh. And usually Pebbles performs really well. It is kind of a counter pick, and against a Soul Stealer, Pebbles is really deadly. Soul Stealer is incredibly squishy, and Pebbles just has to hang back and get level 4 or 5 and just combo him, maybe chuck a chuck or two, and it works out quite well for him. As for the last pickup, yeah, I don't
Vindy.
think it'd be Blacksmith because their trialing would be 2 melees and a range,
yeah.
so it'd be kind of risky.
There we go. Vindicator.
Oh, they saw it coming. They did see it coming. Like I said, Toronto is. Although it looks like Kiwi Kid might go and play that Vindicator.
Yeah.
Yep. So that it is definitely nice against Dr. Repulsor. That is the risky run. They counter to some of the heroes last game was the Jerizai, and a counter to the Dr. Repulsor is going to be that Vindicator. As a counter to Vindicator, you can either get a Storm Spirit. It's easier to counter a Vindicator than a Jerizai, actually, because Jerizai is really hard to get to. A Vindicator, although he does have a pretty long attack range, if he farms slower than a Jerizai because Jerizai obviously has his nukes, his heal, so he can definitely farm a lot better. Vindicator is more slow going, and Vindicator, if he's cycloned into the air or if he's Hellflowered, then his aura won't work. And you can always purge the silence off yourself, or you can get a Shrunken Head and remove it from yourself, provided you activate it after he ultimates.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. So there's more ways to counter a Vindicator, or at least it's easier than it would be to counter a Jerizaya. So they have to be pretty annoyed though, because he's a really, really annoying hero to play against. Kiwi Kid's gonna be playing Toronto, definitely comfortable on the Torture.
Yeah, and we see the Dr. Repulsor going to be heading top, it looks like, as well, and sending that Pebbles to middle, which is going to leave the tri-lane situation with the Aluna as the Myrmidon and Behemoth, as predicted by our own On a Prayer.
Yeah, just looking at it's not that uncommon. In Dota, Storm Spirit went solo side lane fairly often. Since he's high damaging in the side lane, he can chase someone, and it gives him a lot of extra room, even though he can farm in the middle and do a fair bit. His room control until he hits level 6 isn't the greatest, so you might say, well, why not go mid? It definitely works both ways, but
he probably works out a lot better in a lane than of solo Pebbles in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Between the two, definitely the Dr. Repulsor over the Pebbles, so that's what I was just going to say. He does work out in the solo side lane, and between the two, definitely him over.
And we do see the opposite positioning of the tri-lanes this time.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've dodged, so let's see, a farming Torture versus a farming
Aluna.
Vindicator, and both are going to end up roaming. So basically, the reason why they dodge tri-lanes is because they plan on roaming to mid. So like last game, when they went the tri-lane, they put themselves in a position where ExSK can roam towards the mid and come up behind them. And same for DWI, they can both roam towards mid and leave their solos to face off against each other. And Torture against Dr. Pulsar, definitely in Torture's favor because his nukes have range, while Dr. Pulsar has to kind of be close up to be effective with his magnetic contraption.
Cardinal pulling off the early taunt onto Soul Stealer just for lulz, and Soul Stealer doing likewise.
Nah, it's mind games, because Soul Stealer is going to be like, alright, you're being a douche, I'm just going to hang around. And...
Oh, speaking of douchery, there we go, a combo going out onto Dr. Repulsor, and we have a little bit of a gank going out. They are going to... Oh my god, look at this blocking just for the lulz. Wow, that was just hilarious. Blocking that Soul Stealer mid, just bouncing him off his back, not even bothering to swing.
Yeah.
That's...
Semi-mind games, I guess. Because you put it on him and then it's kind of like he's frustrated a little bit. Because it's always like, oh, really? You're going to do that to me? And then he doesn't really pay attention. I'm just saying. Like, it's happened to me. Because you're just so focused and annoyed.
Oh,
Action
crap.
in the jungle, though. This is...
Yeah. Action in the jungle. It's going down. Here we go. Nymphora, is she going to be stunned? Pebbles does not have anything up. Behemoth is out of mana. It looks like they're down to just the melees. There we go. The nice dodge from Nymphora. Since mana is running low. Nymph going to go down finally there to ex-SK's Cardinal. And going to be forced to bow. Back it up and eat a demon hand there. But...
He
Well,
had
while
a
there's
stun.
plenty of
He should've-
action in the middle and top so far, I guess, since they've moved out there. How's that going? I got Repulsor and Torturer, both level 3s currently.
Yeah, should be in Torturer's favor, but as it stands, well, it's pretty even.
And Hammerstorm, there he goes. Gonna be turned into a crying little baby. Sitting there, wah, 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 and then it explodes. That's just way too cool.
Sorry?
Yeah. I don't know why you would make the baby explode afterwards, but, you know, maybe make it soil its diaper and then disappear. You know, I don't know, but exploding works for me. As, I guess Pebbles now, after having died once, gets 2 kills so far and has an assist under his belt as well against Slicks here, who is 1-1. Sitting at, I guess what, Slick's 257, so that's a quick indicator. Cardinal is sitting on a current better gold farm at the moment due to those kills. Gonna have to see how it pans out here between the two of them, as Behemoth is doing a nice little bit of stacking up top. Gonna set up this stack on the creep pull. Drawing that out and gonna line that up with a couple Wild Hunters.
Two sets of Wild Hunters. So.
Yeah. Well, he's not gonna be able to do much with them, but...
Well, not yet. Let's see. Middle lane, we do have Zaku coming up from behind.
He likes it from behind.
As
there we
Pebbles, check that out at bottom lane.
Oh, Pebbles doing a little bit of the old tower dive. Gonna be chucking that Vindicator up into the air, taking him down. Thanks to that haste, he's gonna get out of there nice, safe, and sound. Meanwhile, middle, there were some pings going on. I don't think that they accomplished anything, as we have Behemoth and Myrmidon filling the void here, while Pebbles is gone. Soul Stealer trying to catch up on farm. Oh, doing a nice bit of damage to that poor level 1 Behemoth with just a Demon Hand. And Pebbles going to be making his way back towards middle to reclaim his dominance over this Soul Stealer. He's only level 4. Soul Stealer is now level 5. Going to have some help. Behemoth rolling out, trying to get up a stun. Soul Stealer is wise to this, though, and heading back to tower.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've never really seen Testy play a Dr. Pulsar. The Repulsor is a heat hero that's really easy to farm with. His Magnetic Contraption level 4 allows him to clear creep waves with relative ease, so... I mean, I can see him playing it. I just never really seen him play it.
Yeah, I can't say that I've seen him play that either. So I'm not really sure how well how much performance to expect out of this Dr. Repulsor with Angry Testy on it.
We do have a nice job from Ja, actually. You see that ward there protecting Soul Stealer.
Oh, nicely done indeed.
So we did see Myrmidon
bottom,
sneaking up
however.
on him. As at the bottom, check out the Pebbles.
Oh, Pebbles. What is this guy? He's got haste on lockdown, apparently, as he's going to run right next to this Behemoth. Take a stun from Hammerstorm, but doesn't really much matter. They're not going to have anything to follow it up. Hammerstorm just being the old man sitting on the front porch, shaking his cane angrily at the youngsters on his lawn. Unfortunately, unable to do anything about it. But yeah, this Pebbles has gotten just plain lucky on some of those runes so far. That's given him a nice little bit of roaming potential. As here they go, they're gonna do it again. The tower dive coming in. Is Pebbles gonna get out in time? Decides not to take that way. I could get stunned too easily that way. Instead, I'm gonna take down this Nympho. What the?
Did he miss the stun?
I was gonna say, did he miss the stun? It certainly didn't look like it, but I guess he must have, since he did no damage hardly to that Nymphora. And middle, what do we have going on? Myrmidon actually facing off against Soul Stealer, so they are leaving this Soul Stealer to a little bit of farm, but keeping the Vindicator down at bottom in exchange, I suppose, is what they're going for. Myrmidon probably not going to be faring well, obviously, since he's not going to be able to compete since he's only level 4 versus that level 6 now Soul Stealer. Mid, we do see the Wandering Behemoth coming in, maybe going to try and line something up. Is he going to be able to get off a stun here? He gets something from the courier just then. Mana Pot or Boots? One of them.
Let's see.
So we'll just... I'm waiting for the action here middle to play out, and no one's doing anything yet. As Behemoth is going to go ahead. Nope, he's coming back. He's waiting for it. Wait, how'd that ping come out? Purple pinged there like he... Oh, there we go. The Ward of Sight from Jaw, being placed as far back as it was, is able to see up that ramp right where Myrmidon's running past, and happened to spot Behemoth as he wandered back there. So, nice little bit of map awareness there, catching that little blip of Behemoth, giving him that chance to play back far enough that he's not going to be caught unawares. Bottom, we do have a Luna and Pebbles going down here. The stun coming out onto a Luna. The Nymph Zeal following, catching up on that Luna and Pebbles. The stun coming out on Vindicator. Here comes the toss for the kill. There it goes. Cardinal picking up one more under his belt. Currently 5-1-1, sitting at 286 gold per minute. Pretty respectable so far, given that he's done nothing but really just kind of roam. He's from level basically 4.
Yeah,
so.
He has a 1 and 2 creep score, and yeah. Well, no, he's not a 1 and 2. I'm just looking at the buybacks. Oops.
Oh, there we go.
He has a 10 and 1 rather.
10 and
1
1.
and 2. Yeah, I thought
but
that
by
was a little
comparison
odd.
to Soul Stealer, who's at 38 and 14, that's not too
that
terribly
BB
impressive.
threw me off. That buyback.
Yeah, that's a new
the
feature
column.
added to the scoreboard there, so not quite used to spotting that.
Alright, let's see. But yeah, Soul Stealer, it allowed him the chance to catch up. And like I was saying, Pebbles really does well against Soul Stealer in mid, but right now he's trying to dominate this Vindicator. They're really nervous about Vindicator getting farmed. That's what it's really all about. They're more worried about this Vindicator than they are about the Soul Stealer. Because had that not been the case, they would have... Huh?
I do not know what that is about.
What? 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 What?
Are they serious or?
He can't move apparently. He's there we go. There we go.
Looks like he's
turned.
Yeah, he's turned,
He's
so he's
gone
not
towards
just
the
running
middle
back
lane.
immediately.
He's
going to feed. Run straight up.
What?
Base diving. I don't know, and I'm not sure what's going on there with that. Him shouting out the GGs.
Yeah, I have no. What?
Every time I hit, it does period or G.
What?
Okay, so it's actually typing. That's strange.
Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah, what the G's. I was wondering if he's declaring it good game or if it's just some
Yeah.
random glitch.
I thought it was G's. Like
That's when he
dropping
declares the
Gs or
GGs
something,
and
but
jumps
it's
out with his
actually a
double
bug.
Doombringers
Okay.
held high and starts killing people. I was wanting to actually touch on Toronto up top, which we haven't really seen much of anything going on up there because it's been him versus that Angry Testy on the Dr. Repulsor. I was wanting to report a little bit of bad news. Dr. Repulsor sitting at 205 gold per minute. Angry Testing not really getting that great of a farm so far. Oh, and Toronto actually dropping off a little bit. He was over 300 the last time I checked, and Testy was actually a little bit lower than that as well. 8 minutes into the game, that's going to fluctuate pretty quickly. I guess since he's left that lane
For the last
now.
half a minute, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how quickly it continues to drop.
Yeah, that's right. He does have the G spam bound to hotkey.
Nice.
That'd be pretty awesome. Just like bound to hotkey, just like
GG.
10 Gs.
Yeah.
10 Gs with the press of a button.
But we do see Myrmidon. It looked like Myrmidon was coming up here top. Going to try and help out Dr. Repulsor because he's not really having that good of a time of it so far. But looks like we'll just have to see. Toronto actually heading middle here, so they're hoping to be able to pick up a kill onto this Pebbles with the double damage bottled. Apparently,
He can't
still
fix it.
experiencing some technical difficulties, so please do bear with us.
But it's in perfect order.
Yeah, that's strange that it's doing that.
It's like he's copy pasting it. Interesting.
Hmm.
I find this to be somewhat amusing in a non-amused sort of way. Although I'm quite, I'm amused. Pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is what
What
do
is
you do?
actually going on is the curious
Yeah.
question. It was.
I have no idea. All right, so just looking at I give advantage to SK in this game, except for the Vindicator or Windicator, which is why they're really trying to keep him down. If you think about it, they're more worried about the Windicator because, let's say Pebbles gets portal key, he jumps in, followed up by the Repulsor, followed up by the Behemoth, before or after, one before the other. But they have a lot of initiation. They have a lot of initial damage. But the Windicator is on the other team, so he presses R and you jump in there, and the rest of your team has to hang back. And you've
lost a lot of your initiation.
You done goofed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, Vindicator sitting currently at 0 and 3, having 3 deaths under his belt this early on in the game. Cardinal, XSK's Cardinal there, sitting at 5 and 1 so far. Now level 6. Unfortunately, Soul Stealer has got pretty good advantage thus far, but they are going to go ahead and pick up the kill here onto him. Pebble's going to be going down in exchange. Torture was waiting off in the wing, waiting for that opportunity, increasing his farm a little bit. I'm kind of surprised they didn't go for the quick DD punch onto the winged courier. I didn't see its aura up, but it was sitting there waiting patiently at Soul Stealer. But I guess he was hoping to get that one more punch off onto Soul Stealer instead of onto the courier.
Meanwhile, in Testy Land, he's definitely happy that Torture decided to vacate the lane. He's had his free farm, especially since that awkward G spam. He's been having the run of the lane. So, oh, action in mid perhaps.
Oh, there we go. Here goes the Behemoth stun. Oh, a nice little landing there. Is not going to get the complete block off, but doesn't really need it. There goes the combo, and Cardinal picking up the kill. The message was a little delayed. That was kind of awkward, but Cardinal picking up another kill under his belt, which is nothing you want to have happen to a Pebbles early game. If you're on the other team, if that Pebbles really gets rolling, he is just so hard to stop from picking off your squishy little tasty targets like that.
Yep. Nearly 300 gold per minute. He's actually going to have a little bit of free farm to the lane until Soul Stealer gets back there. And, yep. This Nymphora says, I'm going to have none of that. This level 3 Nymphora. Top lane. Wow, would you look at that? Alright. What do I have to do to get this sort of luck? You see the rune? A haste? Again?
Wow. Of course, we all know Cardinal has his haste rune hacks on right now, as he likes to do from occasion there. So, wow. Yeah, another haste on this Pebbles. Going to give him an excellent opportunity to get an initiation off and another quick pick off. If he decides to do so. Vindicator is level 6 at bottom, sitting with a mighty 967 HP, as he has gone ahead and finished his Steam Boots and his stacking as much survivability so far as he can to give him just that little bit more there in the edge. Oh, his top. Sorry, I missed that on my camera.
I saw that.
But we do see Myrmidon coming up to help out Dr. Pulsar, as he had earlier, and managing to actually pick off Toronto. What was Toronto doing up there on his lonesome there? Was he just not expecting it, or what?
Yeah, he just wasn't expecting it.
I didn't manage to get my camera up there.
Pulsar was a bit low. He was kind of running on half HP, and he felt comfortable, but Myrmidon came from behind. And there we go, Ja actually coming in there and throwing up a ward, so that doesn't happen again. That's pretty much like you said. He really shouldn't be up that far without a ward to protect himself, which he does have now. So now he feels a little more comfortable. As Cardinal, yep, with that haste rune, gets it. This poor Kiwi kid.
Yeah, that is it's just so sad.
I would kill to be in the vent right now. It's like another haste rune.
He is trying so hard to survive, but when you got an Luna and a Pebble show up. It's not
and
so
his
much...
aura won't work against Luna because Luna can just
she can cast it from such long range.
Yeah. And one power throw doesn't really matter anyway. She, as long as she's not in range of Pebbles when the thing goes out there. All right, so let's see. Pebbles heading towards the middle lane. What's his gold at? 1k gold. Went ahead and picked up a full Steam Boots and a bottle of Tears. Right? What does it used to be? I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I thought it was just bottle. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was, but now it's bottle of Tears. So. All right, so picking up a regen rune, not a haste rune, but a regen rune.
I mean, sure. If you had to, if he had to cash in on a haste rune, I'm sure a regen's probably the next best thing.
Yeah. So Kiwi kids like F this. I go with you guys.
Yeah. We are roaming now, and he does get the ultimate out, but unfortunately, not really.
The waveform went at it right ahead of that one, yeah. So you just managed
to get away.
In
time.
As the bottom lane, oh dear.
Oh dear, here we go. Soul Stealer taking some damage, is going to be able to back up, uses a health pot, receives his Mystic Vestments.
The power throw, yeah. The power throw actually went through a few creeps. So.
Oh, it was enough to help him survive. Yeah. Are they going to do a tower dive? Here comes a Luna and Behemoth. The stun coming out. Is Aluna going to be able to get down there to him? No, they go ahead and bail out as the TPs are coming in. Nymphora coming to the rescue, scaring off the Hellborn, and the creep wave lovingly chasing their daddy Behemoth.
Yeah, 10% reduced damage, I think, per target, yeah.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Each one it goes through. I didn't know how much it was, but 10%.
At first I was like, huh, is it level 4? But it was. It just hit a creep or 2, or 3. They get a 3. Alright, so let's see.
And this Pebbles hitting level 9 now has 1,500 gold, staying pretty steady at the almost 300 gold per minute mark.
Yeah, the funny thing is that Soul Stealer is actually level 10.
Wow. So he is.
Even though he's died twice. Then again, so has Cardinal, but Soul Stealer is just farming away like a champ.
Oh, there we go again.
82 and 24 creep score.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So even though they're keeping down the Vindicator, they're keeping down the Torture to a certain extent. Yep, 1-3-1, but Slicks is just...
Testy is starting to get back into this game, though, with those helpful ganks there. He's not getting the kills on those, unfortunately, which would help him out quite a bit. But he is still almost back up to 300 gold per minute, and sitting at 65 and 25 as far as creep kills and denies. So that's a respectable score, given that his early situation was not so great. I mean, we're only 15 minutes into the game, but that's a pretty decent little recovery so far.
Yep.
And what else do we have going on here? Has any interesting... I mean, we're only 14 minutes in. Probably no interesting items or anything yet.
Interesting items, let me see. I saw Soul Stealer had a Mighty Blade, but nothing else. He went for some early stats, has a Pretender's Crown, the Mystic Vestments, and Steam Boots to help against the magic burst damage from...
Oh, real quick, look top at that Jaw Ward of Revelation and that Painted Gold Ward of Sight. They are just buddies for life there. Unfortunately, just a little bit out of range.
That is, yeah. What a shame.
Yep, so that would have really helped him there on that gank that came out from the Myrmidon and Dr. Repulsor. However, they are going to try and go ahead and see if they can bait another gank onto this Torturer, as the Hellborn does have 2 members here showing up. Unfortunately, I don't know if the Legion's going to be able to back out of here quite quick enough. He does get stunned. Behemoth going to be going down very quickly here. Yes, he does. The Weed Field going off. Nothing really to follow. So, kind of unfortunate. Behemoth was winding up for the stun, but did not manage to get it out. And instead used his little...
Speaking of that ward, by the way,
enrage.
check out the second Ward of Revelation from Zoc over there. They definitely got it that time. Yeah.
Found it. There we go. And did you see that there's another one up there, the Ward of Revelation to the left of the tower, up on that hill from Zaku as well?
Where?
From the top tower, look to your left and then scroll up on the edge of that cliff. As top, we do have another thing going down here. Torture going to be going down. Myrmidon using his ultimate to gain a little bit more HP for the runaway. Don't think it's going to be dropping down low enough to go down. A power throw coming out from Aluna to take down that Nymph4, who just speeded herself. Was going to be getting out of there.
Call of Duty. There's no sniping.
Yes.
Okay.
Pew pew. Managing to take him down. So the third Ward of Revelation from Zaku was able to finally spot that lane ward up top. So 300 gold in exchange for 1. I think that's pretty good ward placement from the Hellborn to drive them that furious that they knew there was a ward there. There has to be a ward there. We've got to find this damn thing. And
check out
got it.
Cardinal with yet another ace turn.
Oh my gosh, Cardinal. WTF, man. Must be in SK's pocket or something here, getting favors. There we go, getting turned into babies. The whole Legion team here, as this Cardinal is out of control on Pebbles, currently sitting at 300 gold per minute. They are going to go ahead and pause the game. That's actually paused from ExSK, as Cardinal, I'm not really sure why, but needed to go ahead and disconnect there and reconnect. Might be experiencing a little bit of lag during that last fight. Didn't really seem like it, but he managed to pick up the Soul Stealer kill nonetheless. And what did that do for Soul Stealer's farm? That dropped him down to 320.
Yeah, which he's... What was he at? He's 112 creep kills. Just about 17 minutes in game. Doing quite well for himself.
Doing what Soul Stealer does best.
Yep. As DWI's in their butt buddy phase, where Kiwi Kid has, opted out of bottom lane. He went to the mid, and now he's at top once again. So 4 heroes at top. They do this pretty often. Like, they put,
Well, it's either you keep sitting in a solo lane and keep getting picked off, or...
that's why they tried so hard to counter ward at top. They rely on Toronto to really just farm. It used to be same for DRD, if anyone remembers Whack.
Mm-hmm.
He was sort of the same. They relied on it to really carry the team. And they were for a reason. Both really reliable players. I wonder what happened to him. He was a really nice player. Was DRD Whack.
Not sure.
Let's see. Anyway, so Torture went for Steam Boot's gonna go for his Shrunken Head, and
of course
Hammer Storm.
Portal key on Pebbles. We didn't mention it, but we did see it earlier. I just wanted to say that out loud in case he hasn't been clicked on recently, or
as 2 cancel teleports at top lane.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, there was 4 there, and...
Cardinal gonna chill out at bottom, waiting for his next haste rune to spawn.
He's already put in his order. Is waiting for the 18-minute to show up.
As Who's Boinkmoo playing this game? Alright, he's not playing Myrmidon. He was Myrmidon last game. Playing the Behemoth this game. Who played
Behemoth
last game then? Cardinal, right. Okay.
And the deny coming out on middle tower.
Yep. This looks... How close is he? He's got 2k gold.
2k, yeah, so he's getting closer.
Yeah. Fairly soon. Stacking the jungle. I know Nymphora has been in the jungle a couple of times to stack, but I don't see any right now, so he probably cleared them and...
I think I saw Cardinal take out one of those two there, so... Not sure if he managed to snag any more. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Look at Pebbles' bottle.
Yeah, that's right. You see? Did I call it or what? I'm pro.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm just joking, but serious.
Wow.
Seriously.
Rolling the dice this game is ExSK Cardinal. Almost picking off Toronto. He is going to be able to get that finished off there as they do go ahead and pick up the kill onto him. Dr. Repulsor taking a lot of damage, though, from that, that Remnant Impale and going to be going down, unfortunately. So I guess Cardinal took the cue and said, you know what, guys, we probably don't want to stick around for this. And the other two were like, nah, we got this. And,
but he still has Haste Rune and gonna miss a stun
really.
onto Nymphora with
I think Nymphora has the stun block. Must have that like ad blocker, you know, to where it just automatically.
I thought you meant like sunblock.
No, stun block. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
But so yeah, apparently very
40 or something.
Very resistant to the stuns there from Cardinal, as that seems to be the second one that he's missed. The first one looked like it was going to hit, but I don't know what.
That was weird though. I honestly thought it hit.
Although
it does work in stages, so maybe like the very edge of it caught him, and then somehow he made his way out of the radius. So the first tremor, I guess you'd call it, hit him, and then that was weird though. That was definitely a weird situation. But enough of that. Looks like Luna's going for the ever popular first item, Hellflower.
And there we go.
I wonder why they go Hellflower over Culture Sheepstick. Although, not complaining, it definitely does a lot for her since her Emerald Lightning increases her attack speed, yada yada. But I don't know. I don't
think her farm has been super strong this game, so it is probably a little bit more difficult to farm up the Sheepstick right away. Whereas you can piecemeal your Silence Stick or your Hellflower together over time. That's if I'm ever in a situation where I'm going Hellflower instead of Sheepstick, that's usually my main reason, because my farm hasn't been super strong. As speaking of super strong farm, Nymphora unfortunately forgot to turn on her stun blocker and managed to catch one of Pebbles' stuns there that time, and went down because of it. So he's now sitting. Oh, he has a double damage bottled now. So. I guess he must have had enough of his hastes, figured, hey, I'm low on mana, what do I need a haste for right now? I'll just go with the double damage and increase my physical. That seems like a wise choice there.
It's the best. I mean, it increases his base damage, and his base damage is already insane.
Yeah, so
he's hitting for max 369 at level 12. If he was level 16, that's just... damn.
As Luna's trying to get out of here,
it's like 550 per hit. As this Windicator is ticking.
Oh, boom, headshot. As Pebbles takes out Torturer in one fell swoop. The stun going to catch him on the backside there. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch up to Nymphora, who just ate the power throw, ultimated power throw there. Went down there thanks to the painted gold on Myrmidon, getting the last little bit of a hit there. So nicely thrown from him.
Actually opting for a portal key as opposed to finishing Shrunken Head.
Wow, okay.
There is a little difference in farm, 2150 versus the extra, 1600 and 1300. So.
I suppose. But he was sitting on a good chunk of gold
only
there,
like an extra 800, 800 or so. Not sure why. As Zaku's been on top.
Zaku has been pouring these wards out all over the place. Even when they were chasing Aluna, he had a Ward of Revelation. You can see it in the Legion jungle there. He tossed it down, was hoping that she was going to try and juke using her little move there. Unfortunately, she did not, and actually juked in the right direction to avoid them, not even having to use her speed boost. So... But yeah, they got to give credit to Zaku on the Ward of Revs at least. I think every Ward of Rev that I've seen has been Zaku's, and Jaw keeping up a pretty decent effort on the Ward of Sight this game as well. As what do we have here? Is that a hasted Pebbles? That's a hasted Pebbles, and he is going to run in here and just dance around for hours and kind of be a little silly as he goes down to the Soul Stealer ultimate. Really, that was kind of a bad,
Yeah,
bad
that was
thing.
a bit risky.
I mean, what is he doing? He's just running around. They
He
need to
was
put on
waiting
that,
for it to wear off, and then he was gonna chuck, like he did. He did chuck the Windicator back at his team, but
they need to
that
put
was
that little Benny Hanen or whatever that is, that chase music, that as he goes waiting for that silence. But
yeah. Except he didn't really run. He just kind of, you know.
he was dancing in circles
bob and
there.
weave,
It was
yeah,
just,
it was-
yeah, woo. You
It was a
can't
nice
get me.
fighter stance, but unfortunately his hands were tied and he he got KO'd.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is Soul Stealer up to right now? Oh, he's finished his. I guess we were complaining for no reason whatsoever, as he is gonna go ahead and finish up his Shrunken Head in no time flat here, since he does have that now.
Yeah, he
what is his
sneezed all
farm?
over that Pebbles.
Yeah, he sneezed all over him and got some serious gold out of that. He's sitting at 419 gold per minute right now. They are coming and looking for him, not going to find him. Oh, Painted Gold throwing down a ward, and looks like that the Ward of Revelation might be able to... it's in range there if they have someone to spot it for him, but I don't think...
Boinkmoo actually went for a Ring of Sorcery instead of
Seriously?
early.
Huh.
I can't say I disagree with it if you think about it. Pebbles, it would
Yeah,
allow
giving
him
Pebbles
to
that extra
get a
bit.
little
And
extra mana in
Myrmidon
team
with those
fights,
extra...
especially for Repulsor to keep up the
Disables.
same. And he'll be able to farm up his Portal Key a lot faster because he can spam it. So
yeah.
it's questionable only because it's just you never see it, but I assume he'll be using it to farm more and he'll recharge his teammates. So I can see it happening. It's definitely a little odd because you expect it so much. But like I said, with them having the Windicator, Portal Key, like, should he jump in there, it's not as effective as you might think. So
True.
rather than go for that, he's actually going to go for a more farm behemoth route to get a little extra items to give his team extra mana in the fights. Because they realize it's going to be more drawn out. They have really good initiation, really good burst damage, but they're worried that they can't pull it off with the Windicator on the other team.
Has a rune existed this game that Cardinal has not gotten?
That's the one thing I was going to say. Despite the fact that he's been incredibly lucky, he's also gotten nearly every rune.
Yeah, he just went ahead and popped his illusion rune. Going to try and do a little bit of baiting with the illusions there, see if he can get anything off with it. Unfortunately, the jig is up, and they know that that's a fake one there off to the side. They are going to throw up the Ward of Revelation to see and spot if there's any potential ganking going to be going on. Unfortunately, nothing there for Zaku to find with his Ward of Rev. But yeah, we see all of the whole Legion team stacked up here middle, ready to defend. Only 3, now 4 of the Hellborn, as who's left top? We've got Dr. Repulsor. Oh, they have a Dr. Repulsor on this team? What has he been up to?
Yeah.
311 gold per
Nullstone.
minute, sitting currently on 900 gold, and he's well on his way to Nullstone. Just a little bit more there, and he'll have his Nullstone finished. And then he can become a functioning part of this team. But just,
I doubt it.
just
He's
look
gonna go
at this.
Nullstone Shrunken Head, and he's
it's,
probably gonna fight. Oh, action in mid.
Yeah, and oh, the sneeze is stopped here. He was not able to get it off. There's the Shrunken Head. It's a little too late though. Not able to get the ultimate off from Soul Stealer, which might have been able to have picked up a kill. But they do manage to pick up Myrmidon in middle.
Invis Pebbles heading towards the middle lane. Oh.
Here we go. Wait, what the?
What? He tried to get that guy before.
Yeah, instead of going for okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all left a little speechless on that as the defense tower
He's
is
gonna try to throw him
denied
back
top.
to Behemoth, but
Oh, okay.
stop. Nope,
Not
He's
quite.
gonna stop. Yeah, it was a little in too deep. Gotta pull back.
Interesting
Alright.
there. So yeah, they do have a Dr. Repulsor, and he's probably just he finished his Nullstone. That's no big surprise there.
He's gonna go Shrunken.
Gonna go ahead and finish up his Shrunken, and then just show up and be like, "Lils, guys, we win."
Yeah, because
it's
the
9 to
problem with
20
the-
right now. I didn't even realize that, but this Pebbles currently sitting on as much farm as he has. He's 11, 3, and 3 right now, doing quite well. Korok, or not, he's Dr. Repulsor, so it's immediately Korok. Angry Testy on Dr. Repulsor there has 2, 2, and 5, and sitting at a respectable farm. And he hasn't been a part of these team fights whatsoever yet, and the Hellborn still holds the advantage. So I'm really not looking for the Legion to be able to pull back out of this one
He's
anytime
not your
real
typical
quick.
repulsor. Repulsors are really good gank hero because you can just jump in and pull someone, but he's playing in more
He's
the farm
playing the
route.
angry testy style.
Yeah,
Sit and farm and then come out whenever finally your team is ready for you to come out and wreck face.
Yeah, so like I was saying, he's going to want to wait because he has Nullstone, which would work against... Thing is that if he goes in after Vindicator ults, then he's going to get caught by Hammerstorm stun. And there's a lot of AoE stun too. Well,
I guess
there's the Nymphora and the Torture. So he really would put himself at risk, so he might want to get strengthened.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is
it.
that may be part of the reason why he has played so passively and just continued to farm, as we are seeing action in the forest. Pebbles maybe going to be going down here. Is so tanky at this moment, though, not taking too much damage. Dr. Repulsor going to narrowly escape. Yes, he does. Manages to get out of there just in the nick of time. Do we have... Was that a portal key on Toronto there as well? Yes, we do. We see a portal key on Toronto, who was trying to pursue down Dr. Repulsor, but Dr. Repulsor managing to escape just at the edge there. Cardinal coming back in for cleanup, gets Nymphora, but goes down to the combo.
That's not worth it.
No, most wouldn't think so. But at the time, I'm sure Cardinal thought it was a great idea. And the sneeze going out from Soulstealer, not going to do any damage though, but it doesn't really matter since the hammer from Hammerstorm was more than enough to finish the job. Dr. Repulsor coming back in this fight, angry, going to be trying to take down Hammerstorm. There it is, takes him down. He does have assistance from Myrmidon and Squad. Oh, Dr. Repulsor jumps out, unable to catch up to Soulstealer with his portal key. Very nice little bit of action there, I suppose. But yeah, Cardinal definitely throwing them a bone at this point in the game by going ahead and trading himself off for an Nymphora.
Nice job by Luna. She has picked up a Hellflower. She's going to want to use it onto Vindicator. Even if he ults, it's better to use it on him because it'll remove his aura from working.
Oh.
So this is definitely the ideal target for that one.
Handy.
I'm expecting that to happen. Let's see, Storm Spirit being attempted by Myrmidon. Like I said, if you use it on Vindicator, it works kind of the same way. It's also a really nice counter to a Soulstealer in general. Whoever he's trying to ultimate on right on top of, you just Storm Spirit them, and then it's kind of a waste unless he cancels it, which is always okay. All right, let's see. So Pebbles is kind of he's been throwing.
He's got his tablet of command now.
Not throwing per se. He's been chucking.
Yeah. Well, he was 11-2, and now he's 12-4. So not quite maintaining the ferocious pace that he was before, but it is 30 minutes into the game. His effectiveness does start to dwindle a little bit towards the latter half of these games. Meanwhile, we do have Toronto on Torturer, having picked up his portal key, which we just saw, has a Mighty Blade pickup as well. The stun from Behemoth coming out middle to try and delay this push on the tower. They are going to use the glyph to try and defend it, but not able to do anything else with it. And actually the Impale stopping portal key from Pebbles, but doesn't really matter since they're not going to be able to land the Hammerstorm hammer to stop him from running further. And definitely got to give props to Jaw and Zaku this game so far as the warding game. Been doing a great job of it, keeping up wards constantly. Jaw did deny the ward down in their jungle, which gave them the Hellborn that nice little bit of a jump there that last time where Cardinal went down, but they ended up taking some others with them. But very nicely played there from those guys. And the support players usually don't get too much of the love just because they're not the ones getting kills, making the game really fun and interesting because it's more of a passive type thing. But definitely kudos to those guys. Well done so far in keeping the vision. I mean, their team is behind, but they're doing what they can to help keep them from getting totally just raffle stomped all over. Painted Gold having a ward of sight there next to Jaws, buddying it up down there in the Legion jungle. As they're going to go for a push on this tower, and they're going to get it. And there it is.
Yep. This is pretty much what they're doing. They're going to concede it. They're going to allow Testy to continue farming, going for actually another Hellflower. So they really, really want to catch this.
Here comes Testy. Testy actually has part of his Hellflower. I guess he's got the Arcana, not the Great Arcana. Don't be silly. That's not what it is. As he is going to... Oh, and a nice stop there from Hammerstorm. Cardinal coming in, unfortunately, was not able to get any of his combination off whatsoever. I don't really know. Was he silenced in that moment, or what?
I don't think so.
Yeah, did not get any of his combination off and kind of stood there, took it like a man, though, and went down like a champ.
I didn't see the silence, but Vindicator did ultimate.
Oh, he did ultimate. Okay, so that must have been it. He went in there and... Yeah, that seemed pretty uncharacteristic of him to have gone in there and not and done nothing.
Yeah,
So
uncharacteristic.
yeah, I mean, well, hey, usually he's going in there saying thanks for the gold as they're flying through the air, and unfortunately
Yeah.
that time he was foiled, like any good villain. But what do we see this? Oh, Soul Stealer
Kind of
changing the
surprised that
role
he's not
here.
going
He
for a
has a
Shunken Egg, to be
haste.
honest.
What is
I,
that?
re I really am kind of surprised. I'm not even kind of. I'm just surprised he's not going Shrunken Head. They're not. He really needs it if they plan on winning. The Hellflower is nice and all, but it's not going to win him the game. He needs Shrunken.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because if
Or
he
is he
has,
gonna go to, wait? How do you build Sheepstick? My noob, pardon my noobness on that. Does that doesn't use an Arcana, does it?
it's the staff, the Blessed Orb, and the Manitou.
Oh, okay.
So
I see.
he could go Spell Shards. They're pretty much.
Yeah, that would kind of be
Yeah,
stupid.
pretty much Orchid. I'm sorry, it's
Yeah.
the Hellflower. It's poor choice in this case. You really want the Shrunken Head. They have so much disable and magic damage.
Going
He
for
needs to
that
be able to go in
classic,
there.
just farm up and hope to do lots of damage type roll.
Yeah,
and
but the thing people make mistake, he's not going to be able to do damage because he's going to be dead or having to run from them because he's taking too much damage.
seems to be a reoccurring theme in some of these casts of ours that these guys love getting damage, but you know when it comes to it, they just don't have the survivability that they need. Oh, and look at that Hammer Storm spotting that, coming in there trying to land the stun. I was suspecting that Testy was in there farming. I don't know exactly how he spotted it, but he immediately portal keyed in there and stunned, thinking that Testy was inside. Testy, however, was not, and did not get caught with that little bit of initiation. So nicely played there from Testy, setting his little magnetic contraption out there, and dodging that. How did he? Huh.
I'm going to say educated guess since they assume he's in the jungle.
Yeah, he's farming. Where's the Testy? Oh, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. What do we have on Soul Stealer? Oh, we have Frostwolf Skull on Soul Stealer. I was going to say, wow, that's a pretty powerful slow. What is that? As Behemoth, oh, it was not expecting to get Tablet of Commanded away there and turns around just at the last second. I don't think it would have gotten him out of range of the Demon Hand anyways.
Damn, this Slick single-handedly carrying the team.
For sure. As that, wow, here it comes. There's the sneeze, taking down a Luna, taking down Pebbles. Nicely played there from Soul Stealer, picking up a double tap. With the Frostwolf Skull, he's going to go ahead and try and pick up theirs. Toronto picking up a kill onto Myrmidon. 35 minutes into this game, it's 17-23. A nice turnaround happening for DWI right now, getting themselves back into the lead of this game. And the Hellborn has the kill advantage, but that really doesn't matter much when you can take down towers this quick and win your team fights. So they are going to take another tower and continue to press on since they've got a good cooldown on all these heroes. Behemoth is back. Dr. Repulsor is up and able to defend, but really you got to wonder if Testy had been a little more active and gone more of a classic Dr. Repulsor and, you know, been active and been in these team fights, if that would have just sealed the fate of DWI a little bit sooner there and maybe put the nail in the coffin for them, but instead goes for the farming game, sits back, lets his team 4v5, and they were doing a good job of it. They were winning, you know, don't get me wrong, but it might have come back to have haunted them just a little bit there. I mean, the game isn't over, but that was definitely a big turn of events there and gave DWI a big in this game.
Yeah, Slick's just... he forced them all to head back, and as he was doing it, he took out Behemoth before the fight. He damaged a couple of them, and really, really well played. He's playing with 250 ping, by the way.
Wow.
So not bad at all. And they're in a pretty solid position. I mean, they have the Windicator, like I said, so they have the silence going for them. They're never jumping him before. He's just hanging him back, waiting to press R. And yeah, they're not getting to him so that they can avoid his silence. And once he silences, they have Hammerstorm jumping in there and stunning, then follow up with Soul Stealer. 1.2 cast time followed, you know, stacked with a 2-second stun from Hammerstorm. It's
here comes the courier.
solid.
They're gonna try and check on this. They're like, where's the Hellborn at? That's kind of odd. Oh, here's a half-dead Kongor. Hey guys, we want to do Kongor? So yeah, they were thinking of going ahead and scouting that out. Luckily, they did push up the middle lane fast enough that they were able to stop that Kongor attempt. And they're gonna probably go ahead and try and force another team fight. And while they've got this good advantage going for them, it's the perfect time to do it.
Yep. Let me see. Angry Testy gonna farm the bottom. They conceded the middle, so they're gonna wait until they push up if they do.
Here we go.
They
Yep.
know they're going for Kongor, but they know Testy probably gonna continue farming, so they're gonna get a free Kongor out of it. Whether or not it's the right decision, probably. I think they just rolled for who picks up token. They rolled for something.
Zaku, he's like, dude, I have been warding so faithfully, and I am Hammerstorm. I mean, I can do something, but no, I'm just stuck warding, so I think I deserve the token.
Yep, and there it is. Testy continuing to farm bottom. He wants his next item, but Hellflower not going to do much.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
that's
expect things to go differently.
Definitely a poor choice. I mean, you already see Slicks here at level 20, getting a nice farm. He's maintaining that. He's a 510 gold per minute. He's going to be able to outduke this Angry Testy on Dr. Repulsor if it comes down to it, Hellflower or not. And it's just, I don't know if this is definitely the right way to go or not.
Yeah, Portal Key picked up on Behemoth. He's going to wait it out until...
And they're just going to let Testy get bottom tower, too.
Yeah, until the Vindicator ult wears off, they're gonna wait for Behemoth, and once everyone engages, it might go well for them. Now that he has Portal Key, he's gonna wait it out, and then he's gonna jump in there after they fully engage and fully commit. So they're probably gonna be stacked up on top of each other, or at least he hopes. So he's just gonna hang out on the side, relax, wait for his opportunity to finally strike, because he's been 0-4-7. He must be suffering. You know, you never want to be that score this late in the game. That guy, you know, who's just
not on a Behemoth, especially since you can contribute so much to the team fight. But
it really is hard against the Vindicator.
It's a Vindicator. Like that's what this is. Oh, and a nice toss up there onto the Vindicator, and Pebbles using his tablet of command to get himself back into base. We are going to see a Luna going down very quickly. Toronto just wrecking face in this base, and a nicely done Vindicator ultimate yet again, going to be taking advantage here. And there is the concede coming out from ExSK. I guess that means that this series is going to go to DWI 2-0. Very well played to the DWI team. Excellent game this time around. Good to see that just the coordination and the use of a hero like Vindicator to totally just lock down such a powerful lineup. I mean, Cardinal was out of control for so long, but it just didn't really matter.
Yeah. Precisely that. Same with the Jeremiah, same with the Vindicator. Just using them, some people might consider it a cheap tactic, but I don't. It's fun to see them being played. It's fun to see these lineups being countered. All these lineups that people are like, oh, that's so good, it's so strong. And then you pick a hero like that, and it's just entirely going to waste. So fun games to watch. The first one, perhaps not so much. This one was definitely shorter, sweeter, nice.
Yes, for sure. Very, very nice. And so, yeah, that rounds up this series here. We're not going to a Game 3 since DWI won this 2-0. Look forward to the finals coming up here as Fnatic MSI is going to be facing off against DWI. And then there's a bracket for the third place winner as well. So I guess that would be XSK versus the new SK?
Yep.
All right, and when are those taking place? That's next week, right? And then the 24th is when we have... the finals taking place, right. I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so be sure to go to GameReplays.org and check that out. Make sure to find when these games are happening. And thank you all for joining us. It's been a pleasure. I'm Monoxen. I was joined with On a Prayer. Do you have anything else you want to say, man?
No, hope everyone enjoyed.
All right, thank you again to OWN TV, Steel Series, and TeamSpeak 3, and we will catch you guys next time.